When you really stop to think about this, participating in a spiritual community means that you have to have a spiritual community to participate in. And when you really break down repentance, that means a person would have had to go inward, look at their actions, think about who they are in the world, think about who they want to be in the world within a community. And then they'd have to repent to say they're sorry for the wrongs that they've caused and try to do better. So I don't know about you, but I am so excited about this next season of the White Lotus because I think that what I just explained to you might just be one of the points that they're trying to make, which is, even the angels just said, will there be a time that comes about again within spirituality and religion where actions, doing good, needs to come back for us to be a better society? If you saw the documentary on the Jerry Springer show and just how much reality TV shifted our culture and our society, how much focus is there in the world today on being a good person? And so going back to what that young man says right in the preview, I think it's just so, so fascinating. Maybe this life is just a test to see if we can become better people. Yeah, just something to mull around a bit, talk around the water cooler if that's even still a thing. For those of you who are looking for a spiritual community, we have an entirely new year of the angel membership. It begins February. We're so, so excited to have you and members. Just know that you're going to be getting an email on Monday. It talks all about February's course. What we're doing is going in and teaching you how to connect with your angels, how to connect with your loved ones on the other side. And what we're doing in February all month long is focusing in on your healing your nervous system, getting you into oneness, showing you how to hold and access the highest vibration that is all day long, because this is the first building block. And once I can teach you how to do this, I'm going to be able to teach you every month how to access a new angel, how to talk to them, communicate with them, know exactly what signs they're sending you, working with your loved ones on the other side too. Oh my gosh, it's so important, friends. I was in a session today in a reading. And that's what we're going to dive into next. Not the particular reading I'm going to talk about, but a different one. And in this reading, this woman's husband on the other side showed me something that I had never seen before. And he was telling her that it was really important for their oldest son to have a faith, a strong faith in something bigger than himself. And it was because this man said, when you have a very strong faith in something bigger than yourself, he's like, you can lean on it. It is something that you don't see. But he said, Julie, it's as physical as a table within your being, that when you go through hard times, you're able to lean into that belief in a higher power, God, universe, source. You're able to call on your angels. And he said, for a lot of people, everybody's going to go through some trying time in their life, some harder than others. But all of us are going to have to lean on something within ourselves. And if we don't have that belief in a higher power, if we don't know how to access our intuition, communicate with the other side in that way of listening, right? And Catholics and Christians talk about this all the time. They just talk about it in a different way. They talk about prayer and getting the answer to prayer. But I think after talking with tens of thousands of women, what I would say is not everybody knows how to get that answer back through prayer. And what we do in the membership is go in and we help you access that. And not just that, but let's start to differentiate. Ooh, when you tune in and you're asking questions of the other side, who's talking back? Is it your dad? Is it your grandma? Is it Archangel Michael? Is it Archangel Raphael? Because when you have some of this differentiation, you get different direction, okay? So if you don't know how to do all of this, it's like you're traveling down the road. Let's say you're traveling down a road and you're not watching any of the signposts. Well, if you're in the car long enough, you could end up going from one side of the country to the other, or one side of the state to another. When you know how to tune in, you're like, oh, Archangel Raphael is really coming in constantly. I might need to do this healing work. I know because I worked with Julie, this is what that means. And oh my goodness, I constantly am getting these signs from Archangel Michael coming in. It means I've got a lot of fear around something. It means I'm being called to step up. It means I'm calling into confidence. I need to work on X, Y, and Z with Michael. I'm going to give you these tools over the next year in the membership. And when you have access to them, it makes everything different because you're not just looking outside and like seeing the cardinal and being like, oh, that's nice. Thank you guys. What do you want me to know? You have clear direction. A plus B equals C. So this is what we're working on all year long in this brand new year of the Angel membership. Hey, oh my gosh, when my dad comes in, I'm working on these 3 goals this year. Dad is referencing one of these goals. We got to sit down, we got to dig into one of these 3 things. It's like when you can work with your angels and loved ones in this way. You're in the car of life, you're driving down the highway, and you know how to read all of the signs, the signals. And so now you have a map and a compass and a GPS and Alexa in the car talking to you. And you're not just driving blindly down the highway of life. My gosh, you have so much direction at your disposal. And so these are 2 different ways to live life. When people say directionless, it's what I just talked about. When you know how to tune in to divine guidance in this way, you might still want to see a reader for validation, but you don't need them. If you go through this 1 year of the membership, you don't need to go to a reader again. I promise. I'm going to make you so strong, so confident. You don't need that. All right. So that is it. I love you so much, friends. If you haven't noticed, we're doing more readings on the podcast. It's one of the ways that I can pay for the podcast. If you would love to do a reading with me, I would love that. We have brand new readings with a discount if you're able to let us share it on here. You can go to my website, theangelmedium.com, to sign up for the membership or a reading. You can now book a reading directly off of that website. All of that is in the show notes below. And without further ado, here is one of those readings. I love you so much, friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed evening. So I'm going to have you close your eyes.
Okay.
And I want you to just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Another deep breath in, deep breath out. And I want you to imagine that out of the bottom, the soles of your feet, are these large roots that go down far and wide into the earth. And up through those roots comes this yummy, tingly energy. Up through these roots comes this yummy, tingly energy at the tips of your toes. And you can feel this loving energy move all the way up your ankles, your feet, your calves, your shins. All the way up to your knees. Feel that energy at your knees and allow it to move up the thighs, the hamstrings. All the way up to your hips. Feel that energy at your hips and allow it to move up, all the way up to your spine, your stomach, all the way up to your heart. Bring that energy from the heart up into the shoulders, the neck, the head. Feel that energy move through the hair follicles at the top of the head and feel it drape around you in your auric field. Okay, and when you're ready, you can come back to me. Have you ever worked as a coach with manifestation or thought about
Mm-mm.
it?
Worked with a coach?
No, as a coach yourself.
Oh, as a coach. Uh-uh.
Okay. I ask that because everybody has different energies. And when you tune into a person's energy, you also are connecting with the energy of their soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the soul has gone through so many different variations in so many past lives. But the
Mm-hmm.
soul is presenting what you need to see in this lifetime, right here, right now. Some people are very highly sensitive. Some people are working through certain thought systems. There's information that people need in a reading like this that's going to aid you, that's going to help you move farther, faster in your future on your soul's path. One of the things that does come through, and listen, I don't blow smoke for people. Like some people come in and you can tell that they want to hear that they're going to get this windfall of money. And if it's not there, I can't tell you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then some people, when you do have good news for them, they look at you and they're like, well, Julie probably just says this to everybody. I don't, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
this is the job. This is the job of being a reader is what is there for the person is what is there for the person. And it's what they need in this moment for their journey. And what your angels came forward and said is that you need to understand about yourself that you're a very, very powerful manifester, Jaclyn. And you've seen that in the past. You've
Mhm.
kind of played with the energies of manifestation. Your angels show me kind of like the gas. And I don't do stick shift, but kind of like that in a car. You've kind of messed around with the pedals to see how it
Okay.
operates.
Mhm.
And they said, you're almost there. They want to clarify a couple of pieces here for you today. Because if we can
Okay.
just click these into place, it's like you're going to be a race car driver with manifestation, right? Like you are just manifesting at a higher level now than we were before. And after this, an even higher level. Um, okay, so I want you to understand this. They had me write down now this is the seraphim and seraphina. If you have my book, also named the same as the podcast, Angels and Awakening, you can
Mhm.
read the pages on seraphina and the seraphim. They had me write down energetically, your future self is calling to you, calling you to your future. So it's almost like if there is no time and I live to be 105, I can tune into the part of me that is 82 years old and has done and achieved everything that this 43-year-old version of me feels called to do in this lifetime. Okay.
Mhm.
And by tuning into that future vision, I can tune in from 82-year-old me, look backwards and say, okay, show me the pieces. What did I do?
Mhm.
Now, they're
Mhm.
not going to give me everything. They're going to show me key big points because those are the big points they want me working towards. So, your future self came in, higher self, soul self, and said, this needs to be something that you put on post it notes all over, like one in your purse, one in your car, one in the fridge, one in the mirror. Um, what you seek is seeking you.
Okay.
What you seek is seeking you. Now, this is where Archangel Michael stepped forward and he
Mhm.
said, you don't have to have any fear. The other big words that they gave me for you are birthing and creating. Like there's a lot that you are birthing into this world and creating over the next couple of years. You're really at the beginning of this journey right here, right now. And Michael said, there is no reason to have any fear because what you want, that calling within your heart, is like one part of a magnet, right? That's going to be connected to another part of a magnet that magnetizes together. And what wants to be birthed and created is that other magnet. So here's your heart. Here's what wants to be birthed. And as long as you stay tuned to that energy, boom, like they are just coming together, these massive forces of frequency. And so Michael said, please don't worry about needing to be protected or other people's energies getting in the way. He said, you are always protected. And not just that, the energies of what you're supposed to be birthing and creating, those are protected as well, just
Okay.
because they need to be here. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Mhm.
Okay. And he wants you to feel that in your heart. So Michael had me write down, and this is Michael and Serafina, it's up to you to make up your mind. They put the power of the magnet itself requires 111% determination. If you determine you're going to be successful in birthing these creations into the world, then you are, and it's already done. It's just a solidified concrete energy. And when you tune into like that determination and you go, it's done. Like I am going to do this 111%. I know, like I know, like I know. There isn't any opening in that energy for anything to tear it down. It's
Mhm.
completely determined. And so your angels come in and say that determination is required and it's a choice that we make where we're go There is no, will I, won't I? There is no back and forth. This is done. We're doing this, and it's gonna be
Mhm.
amazing. It's gonna be so successful. So, with that, what are you birthing? What are you creating?
I think I've been kind of in the last 6 months, I guess I've had a huge kind of shift or new phase in my career.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the main topic that I wanted kind of guidance and clarity on.
Yeah.
If just or just some sort of yeah, I guess guidance and clarity if I'm going in the right direction or if I need to be shifting at all. Because the shift was
Let's
made and now I'm kind of going with it, but I just want to know if it's right.
let's go to a deeper level. So talk
Okay.
to me about what you're doing, what you were doing, what the shift was. And I also want to know, because you are very intuitive yourself, you could open that and explore that more. But what have the angels been showing you, or what visions have you been getting of where you're going with this
Uh,
all?
I don't know if I've had any visions per se, but so to be just more detailed, I was laid off from my corporate job in June, but it was something that I had kind of wanted to happen. I kind of manifested it to happen because I had dabbled in photography, went to school with it, had my photography career on hiatus for 15 years, and then was just kind of feeling the calling to go back into it. And so, but I always felt like my corporate career was kind of holding me, one foot in, one foot out. And so now that it's happened, it's kind of this whole new realm. I've never taken it seriously like this. And so now that I have a family and kids, it makes me nervous. And I just, I don't know if I'm kind of going even in the right direction within photography. And maximizing what I have to offer or
Perfect.
where I should grow within that, I guess.
Amazing. What are you doing right now within photography? Like what space are you in? Like yeah.
Currently branding, personal branding.
Okay.
Um, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. The reason that I said that is your entire team came forward while you were speaking, and they showed
Okay.
me a different process. So I'm very familiar with photography. As
Mhm.
I was growing up, my mom was a makeup artist, and I spent a lot of time around makeup artists, um, knowing like how you get your hair and makeup done, clothing. Uh, and I love working with photographers, right?
Mhm.
The more familiar you are with something, the more depth spirit can come in with messages on.
Okay.
So, what they showed me was photography sessions. There's a lot of nerves. And
Mhm.
people don't know exactly how to do branding photography sessions. I think there's a lot
Mhm.
to that. I don't want to give all my secrets away. So I might talk to you a little bit after about some things that I do that you could kind of put together as a worksheet for people beforehand.
Okay.
But you're also very, very spiritual and a very soulful person. And you understand that the photo itself is capturing energy, and that
Mhm.
energy is felt. So, as I'm doing any photo shoots that I do, the most important thing to me is the energy that I'm holding while I'm doing the shoot. Because the ones where I
Mhm.
had a lot of fear, like, oh God, I don't know, am I going to look right in these photos? You get back
Mhm.
your photos, and like out of 100, you have five where you're like,
Mhm.
these are amazing. These are the best
Yeah.
five. These are the ones we're going to hang on the wall.
Yeah.
Um, I get the best photos when I just stay in oneness and I feel
Okay.
that peace. And so the angels showed me you doing, yes, to your photography business. Absolutely.
Okay.
There might be a bit where you have to kind of have some income coming in before we build up the photography where we want it to be. But the photography is going to be a full time gig. And um, okay, so take that, hold it off to the side. Now you're doing these photography sessions. And let's say that you get them into oneness 5 minutes before we start the photography shoot, right? And you just help them hold a higher vibration themselves,
Mhm.
maybe even by walking them through a visualization, something you could even record and have them listen to beforehand while you're setting up,
Mhm.
of what is the energy that you just want to radiate through your heart that's going to show up in these photos of how coaches you're helping people in your business and you're
Mhm.
getting them where they need to be. I want to see that joy and that service and that compassion and love radiating through your eyes. I want to see it radiating through your smile. I want to feel it radiating through your heart, and teaching them that as they do that, it's going to show up in the photos themselves.
Okay.
As I was
Cool.
talking about that, could you see it or feel it?
Yeah, and I love that idea too of having just a way to kind of ground and connect before.
Yeah. Right? Because there's so many people who feel the nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so that is really powerful, and it also comes down to you have to show people. One of the things that I always show my Angel Reiki School students is how powerful photos are. There are a
Mhm.
lot of people who don't want to use photos in their business. And I think that there's a group of people within the world who think that more people having online businesses or life coaching or healers is kind of like this fad that's going to disappear. It's not.
Mhm.
I think it's going to become more of the norm
Mhm.
over even like the next 10 years and 20 years, especially as tech grows. More of us
Mhm.
are going to have our own businesses. And to me, the heart of the entire business is the energy people get from you.
Mhm.
The photography is everything.
Mhm.
There is no good photography, I don't think you have a brand or a business. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
But people don't understand that. And that's something that the angels have to work with me a lot to show folks myself, is that I spent a lot of time in journalism. I spent a lot of time in marketing and PR and events and a lot of time around photography. And it's such a huge, huge key part. So your angels say, please stop telling yourself that there's not space for you within the industry. There is. They said, please stop telling yourself that you're worried about whether or not you're going to be able to make this a full time gig. Without a
Mhm.
shadow of a doubt, you are. It's what you're birthing and creating. And not just that, but Seraphina and the Seraphim said, you're helping businesses show who they are to others. And you know how sometimes I talk about that web of like, I see myself as teaching other people how to do this work so that they can teach others and help others, and they can teach
Mhm.
others and help others. And it creates this web where all together we could reach 1 billion people. They said
Mhm.
that's what you're doing. You are helping businesses birth their own creations, divine sacred creations into this world, and that's what's needed. um, but there's some teaching along the way because you have a certain knowledge that other people don't see, and they said don't be
Mhm.
afraid to incorporate some teaching, and don't be afraid to see your business as one of the top in your city.
Mhm. Okay.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the angel said, you might need something a little bit on the side, income wise, that's steady to help
Mhm.
bridge and get your business where it needs to be. It's not
Mhm.
going to be for very long because the business is going to take off and you know what to do to get it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what makes me a little bit nervous because my corporate job was kind of that, you
Yeah.
know? It was that kind of steady income. So I don't know if I that went away too early or too soon. So that's why I'm kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Listen to the angels and just look out for something. Maybe something that you could do part time on the side that's bringing in a part time steady income, and then build the
Mhm.
business up on in the hours that you have otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But really get out of your own way on this, because as long as you are doing the work, the
Mhm.
universe is always going to provide. And one of the things that the angels show me, I don't like marketing, I don't like selling. I like showing people that I have created spaces that they can join that are going to help
Mhm.
them. And I know because I've tested it, these are the best spaces out there. I like showing them that. The angels always show me this vision of Buddhist monks. There are some places where they don't eat until they're fed by their communities. And the angels always come in when I have worry and fear. And the angel said, "We will show people when is the right time to work with you, Julie, so that you are always taken care of." And they always talk about it as an energy exchange. They say that creators, we're all creative, our souls are all creative. There's an energy exchange. You create
Mhm.
for the world, and the world meets you and supports you. And so they want you to hold that mindset too, of your angels are always making sure that you're taken care of, and they're always working behind the scenes to bring you the
Mhm.
right people at the right time. It's like the angels whisper in that person's ear, and they just make them feel when it's the right time to work with you, Jaclyn.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Awesome.
your energy.
Yay.
How is
Okay.
this for
This is so much
you?
fun. Good, because I didn't even have to say that this was like the kind of road I wanted to go down, and you were just like already down the road.
Yay, yay, yay. Um, I don't mean to talk about business all the time, but I think it's just one of the things that spirit loves to bring through, and I love guiding people on it. So I just bring through what is there. But remember, you're a very, very powerful manifester. You put your mind to it,
Okay.
and you're going to do it. That's another thing that you could incorporate, because it's such a big part of your soul.
Mhm.
Incorporate it into your business. I don't even know if you have a business name yet. Do you have a business name or a website?
I do. Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, like a manifestation photography would also be something so cool. Show other
Oh my
people,
gosh. Yeah.
right? Like manifestationphotography.org.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It's like a theme that you could incorporate in.
Yeah. I don't
Amazing.
know, is it possible to ask like a specific question about like my photography niche
Of course,
by
please.
chance? Because because I've kind of gone down this branding route.
Yeah.
I would say back in the day, I think naturally you just kind of do families
Yeah.
and things like that. And then now I've really loved it, kind of the branding and personal branding. But I didn't know, I've been kind of teetering with the idea of maybe niche going into even like product photography. So not even people, but well, I guess there could be people, but something a little more kind of studio
Yeah.
based that I could do from home kind of thing. I don't know if I could like look for direction based on that at all.
So I've actually got a really, really great friend who's one of the best in the business on that.
Mhm.
She does all of the big, big products,
Mm.
and but she's constantly traveling for that, for
Wow.
shoots.
Yeah.
Um, so I could connect you with her. I'm sure that I like connecting people within the industries that they're in. I think it's so
Hmm.
helpful.
Hmm.
Um, but she would be a great person to connect with, because I don't know anybody bigger than her in the
Hmm.
photography world.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
You could do that. You said that you're in Southern LA or
Southern
California?
California, yeah. I'm just north of LA.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 6 and I have twins that are 4.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, because I don't think that the traveling right now, just like tons of traveling,
Yeah.
is for you. But I
No.
could one of the visions that I was getting while we were talking earlier is more so traveling just like locally, right where you
Mm.
are.
Yeah.
Um, I think that there's a lot that you can do. This is the other
Hmm.
thing. I've done about 4 readings today, and Spirit just keeps bringing this back around that this year, 2025, we are
Hmm.
in a totally new energy. And it's not based on anything that we've done here on earth. It's just like this new energetic, I don't know, I don't love the word portal. It's kind of too woo woo for me. It's just a new, completely zone that we are in. It's
Hmm.
very, very expansive. With
Okay.
that, the angels keep saying over and over, people are going to have to color outside of the lines who don't normally color outside of the lines. So they keep showing like looking at the different models that have been done before within people's
Hmm.
businesses for you photography
Hmm.
and then praying on it. And I would pray on it for a day to a week, but then set a time
Okay.
limit on it and have them show you where you need to color outside the lines and how it needs to be different. Because this is the year of, this has been done in the past, this has been done in the past, but really, this is what the angels are calling me to tweak.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people being called to tweak things. We have to do that now because in the changing it up brings in a whole new energy, whole new information that we need access to.
Okay.
Yeah. So pray on it and talk to people and then do your own thing and be really confident that it's going to work in the way that you need it to.
Okay.
Yeah. I like how your
Okay.
light just went off at that one moment. It was like
Yeah,
perfect.
that was it's my computer screen.
Yeah. The angels are
Went
like
off.
that. Boom, let's verify. Yeah. Amazing. Oh,
Um,
Jaclyn, well, thank you for spending this time with me. And to anybody
yeah.
listening, if you'd like to book one of these, you can go over to my website, theangelmedium.com, go to the readings page, and we've got new readings set up with a discount for you if you're allowing us to air them on the podcast. Thank you so much, Jaclyn.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. This has been so awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Friends, thank you so much for being here and listening today. I'm Julie Jancis. This is the Angels and Awakening podcast. If you didn't know, what I do is I have two big different services that I offer to you to help you. One of those is my angel membership, where you can come in, work with me for a full year, and it's like I'm your spiritual coach. I'm helping you get to know your angels, your guides, your loved ones, exactly who they are, how they're helping you navigate through life. And a brand new year in that membership begins this month in February. So sign up if you can. And that's for your own personal journey. Now, some people like to take their intuition to the max. They want to develop all their gifts in order to be a healer for others. And you might be like, Julie, well, how is that different? I promise you, friends, there is more responsibility and more having to understand how your gifts work when you're going to be a reader, an intuitive, a medium for other people. And what's happening right now in life is that so many people just kind of watch a TV show and then think that they can do this work. So they're opening up shop and they're charging people a lot of money, but they really don't know what they're doing. And actually, karmically, they're taking on a lot of karma for themselves when they don't know what they're doing. So, what we do in my Angel Reiki School, which is a completely different program, is in the school, we teach you how to develop your gifts of mediumship, angel messages, and energy healing all at the same time because the angels have channeled a specific formula through me that you're not going to find anywhere else. That not just brings you into one of your gifts, but all of your gifts simultaneously. Some of my people are animal communicators, medical mediums. They also have all different gifts of seeing auras, working with your guides on the other side. Whatever gifts you have, I promise I've seen it with the over 600 people who have come through the Angel Reiki School, and we're going to help you develop all of it in there. Now, some people have asked, Julie, do I just sign up for the online 8-week program or the in person? No, when you sign up for the 8-week online program, you get the in person for free. You can come in the fall, you can come in the spring. Our next dates are April 11th, 12th, 13th. That should be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in 2025. April 11th through 13th. That's in Oak Brook, Illinois, one of the most luxurious suburbs in Illinois here, right outside of Chicago. And I am so, so excited to have you. So if you'd like any information on that, go over to theangelmedium.com. And friends, I love you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day.